Friends, the Reserve Bank of India will hold an additional Monetary Policy Committee meeting on 3rd November 2022 to deal with the inflation. Now, what is the inflation of the last 3 months? In July, our inflation rate was 6.7%. In August, it was 7%. And September, it was 7.41%. What was the Monetary Committee's budgetary limit on inflation? Quarter 2, that is September 22, it is 7.1%. In quarter 3, it is 6.5%. And in quarter 4, it is 5.8%. So, we find in the second quarter, the inflation is higher than the budgeted inflation. To deal with this, the Reserve Bank of India, in terms of section 45ZN of the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, will hold a meeting to deal with 3 important areas. 1, the probable causes for the inflation and why it is not able to contain the inflation within 6%. Second point, what are the remedial measures the bank suggests to take to contain the inflation within the budgetary limit? And third, the estimated time period within which the inflation can be kept within the budgetary limit. So these are the 3 important items to be discussed, and a report is to be submitted to the Government of India giving complete details on these 3 basic factors. Friends, our country's overall inflation target is 4% plus minus 2, which means that the inflation can go up to 6% or it can come down to 2%. But today we find that the inflation of the second quarter stands at around 7.41%. Inflation is always to be considered as a slow poison or sweet poison. Hence, every central government is expected to take all necessary actions to contain the inflation because it affects the common people and mostly to the poor people and the people below the poverty line. Hence, the government is very active and conscious to retain the inflation within the budgetary limit. Friends, the Reserve Bank of India has already hiked repo rate to the extent of 190 basis points to contain the inflation, and the present repo rate is 5.90%. This report, which is expected to be submitted to the Government of India by Reserve Bank of India, will be private and it will not be available to the public to understand what are the basic causes of the inflation. Is it a supply side problem or it is a demand side problem? With all the best wishes, thank you very much for your patient hearing.